I would just tell you, like every issue that came before me for 8 years, I'm studying this one in detail. I believe I have more detail than any of the commissioners do at this point, because I've gone out and checked with other communities, I've gone out on the internet, and I've gotten so many reports over the last 6 months since they started talking about this thing. And I think to change this award-winning system we have now for the county employees would be unconscionable, particularly at this time in our history, in this country and in this county and in this state of Georgia. We're going to be asking people to pay an unknown bill far into their future. And when I say an unknown bill, that's exactly what it is. By changing this system. Right now you pay somebody, they put money into their system and the county puts money into the system and they manage it. And when they leave, for whatever reason they leave, whether they're here 6 weeks or 10 years, well, they have to have 5 years to get it all back. But the fact is, when they leave, that's it. We owe them nothing. This plan would have somebody working in the county for 5 years. 50 years later, you're still paying them for those 5 years. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of problems that can cause to a budget in a county of our size. Several things that were said I find not to be particularly appropriate or accurate. First of all, there was an insinuation made that people are leaving the county because they don't have defined benefit retirement. We have been collecting data for about 10 or 12 years in the county. Every time a person leaves, we ask them why. Very small number over those 10 years said because we don't have the kind of retirement program we want. They already have a pretty darn good one. They have a better one than most of the people in this room that don't work for the county. But the bottom line is that they leave for the other reasons people leave in a mobile society. They're married to somebody who gets transferred to another place. They want opportunity. One of the problems, one of the ironies here is that the conditions that people work under here keep our employees here for a long time. So our supervisors at every level have been here many, many years. Some of them 35 years, some 30, and a bunch of them coming up on their 25th year right now. And that creates less opportunity for some of the younger folks to move up. So they go to another place for an opportunity to move up. And, you know, for instance, a fireman may be able to become a sergeant or a lieutenant in Fulton County, but he can't do it here because every sergeant lieutenant here is going to stay for 15, 20 more years. So it's very difficult. Now, in the United States today, almost every corporation that has defined benefits is rid of it. It's one of the major contributors to our problem right now. It started about 3 or 4 years ago, where all these companies were going under based on that. Governments. I was reading a study the other day. There are 15 states in the union trying to get away from defined benefit because they can't afford it. The state of Alaska, the state of Michigan, and the DC and the District of Columbia have already gotten rid of theirs. The city of Atlanta got rid of theirs a few years ago. And then they brought it back for some small number of employees. Fulton County got rid of theirs because they can't afford it. They still have the old one, they're paying for it, but the new employees, they can't pay for it. So, you know, one of the problems we have here is the information that the commissioners were provided came from a company called Jebcor, who was trying to get the contract to manage it. That's the only information they've been provided. In the county, the only information came from the guy who's trying to sell the program to the county. That's not the way to do business. I think any of you who may have been involved in this would know that. You don't take it from the guy trying to sell it to you. You get it from everywhere else you can get it. He might be right, but he also may not. He may be trying to get the business. Now, there's no way you can find out what it's going to cost because they haven't costed out the program yet. They've been dealing with it for quite a while, but the book came in, the study that was done that I just got hold of is 53 pages. I've been through it. A lot of it is actuarial talk, and it's very difficult to get through. But I can tell you this, no one knows what this thing is going to cost. But the history of every other defined benefit program in this region is disastrous. Henry County just went to the exact same thing with Jebcor Corporation 5.5 years ago. They have $30 million of unfunded liability in that account today. We don't want that here. We have no unfunded liability to deal with here. The county is in the best financial shape of any jurisdiction in the state of Georgia, and we want to keep it that way. Somebody said that Shirley Franklin has been dealing with this problem since she became mayor. She's $112 million short for the second time now in her 8 years. They had to go to bonded indebtedness to pay the annual bill for retirement a few years back. They're going to have to do it again. We don't have that problem here, but we have a pretty darn good program. Is it the best? Is it the most? We're not trying to make rich people out of our employees. We have to pay a fair benefit. But the benefits also include other things too that was mentioned. You know, it's salary, it's benefits, it's health care, it's dental, it's all kinds of things, and their programs are among the best in the area. So I think that we have somebody, George Wingo just a little while ago said, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. We're trying to fix something that's not broken. As a matter of fact, we're trying to fix something that won awards because it was so good. But for you to have this kind of a tax burden coming at you, and you have no idea how big or how heavy it's going to be, it's unconscionable to me.